it can be that thing that muffles out the sound. It's such a cute little man hand.
That's a hot mess. No, keep it on. No, keep it on the mic. That's a hot. No, you're stretching it out.
You probably got the same size.
That's a mess. It looks pretty good. She's really gonna wear that hat.
I don't know if my friends are cool.
I'm Joy.
And I'm Tease.
Joy and Tease talk mindset. We're finding joy in the struggle. So, what are we gonna talk about today?
I don't know, that's your job.
Let me tell you what. I'm gonna tell y'all about the struggle. I've been struggling all week. First of all, let me tell you how my week started.
Monday? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that hat on your head. Y'all see she got my baby hat on. Let me tell you something, guys. You really have to prepare for greatness. So I've been doing talks on this, speaking engagements, telling everybody about sharpening the axe. This is the thing, we talk about all this preparation stuff, but preparation is hard. It's like labor pains. I bet my daughter's really thinking about that. It never gets easier, even though you've done it once. Actually, I think you get almost extra terrified. But that's what it's been. So, okay, guys, I have an event that I want to do. Okay, we have been talking about it. It's been like this dream and desire for Camp Joy retreats. But my team that I'm so blessed to have, this one right here, Coach Green can be wow. But I thank God that she is, because it's her gifting and it's what this team needs, especially when it comes to me, because I love the vision, but the sharpening of the axe can be difficult. So she made me clear my schedule, first of all. She's like, no, we need planning days. And it goes with what we teach, because again, anything that we present to you guys, we have to be doing it, or we say that's not integrity, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we use Abe Lincoln's, if he's gonna cut the tree, that job takes 6 hours, he's gonna take 4 hours to sharpen the axe. So we took that same ratio. So I was like, okay, well, the event is gonna be, 48 hours, 48 hours. So we have to at least take 36 hours of recorded planning time alone. I'm thinking, hey, when she comes in and say, we're gonna plan for the Camp Joy retreats, guys, we went a whole day of her digging and digging and digging, making me answer all these different questions and all of this planning. And not one of those was about Camp Joy. She gonna come back talking about, well, we got to deal with you first. We got to make sure it ties into your 3 focus areas.
Is it your business? Is it your business?
Yes.
Is your name Joy K. Master?
Yes.
And Associates. That's the first 3 acronyms. JKM&A. How in the world are we going to get anything done if we don't know her vision for what she wants to get done? And how are we going to truly understand her vision if we don't deal with her?
And when I say digging deep, we have worked 2 straight days of making me clear my schedule. But you got to understand what it takes to clear my schedule. When she comes in and tells me that's required in that week, guys, I do 11 dozen things. I had to put all of my calls, because I have to contact a certain number of leads a week. I had to put those all in one day. I had a submission, because the Great Author Search, that was coming due. So for me to totally give my mind to another project, I had to move that up. I was working night and day to get those 2 days cleared. But why am I telling you all of this? Because there's so much work that goes behind the scenes before you ever bring something to somebody. And even the things that you presented and that you was teaching me, how much have you taken in coursework, hours of study, being certified, thousands of dollars have been spent. for that sharpening of the axe process. But it's necessary if we're going to walk in integrity. And that's something that you kept driving home was, if this is what you say and you've been saying this is what you do, come on, we're going to come back and count up the cost. We're going to measure. We're going to assess it. And I'm not going to even lie to you. It was a painful process for me, being fast paced, talking and writing down all and answering all these paper questions. I'm just like, why can't we just go book a date and then people show up and she's like, oh, but no. But I appreciate you for it. I don't like it. And I think that's a part that people need to understand. You might not like a part of the process, but you can't go over it. You can't go under it. You got to go through it.
I was so scared you was finna sing that song. I literally just got that song out of my head. And I was scared. I didn't know what was gonna happen. It's a lie.
It's a really good song. It's really true.
It is true.
But you seem to just be excited about it. And I was just really, really, wow.
I feel like you lying to yourself and others.
What?
Because just because I do something does not mean that I like it. We can go back to a couple of episodes when we were talking about the hardest part. I think we were talking about where we start as creatives.
Okay.
Or the most influential, the most important part of what we do. And then remember, I was telling you, mine is the preparation of the shoot, because as long as I'm prepared, I can paint all kind of beautiful things on those shoes, but they're going to, the paint's going to wear off, because if I don't do the prep work and scratch the surface, the paint has nothing to grab onto. I hate that part of the process. I hate it. Like, I don't want to, because I know what the idea is, and I know the end result. So I want to get straight to doing the end result. As a matter of fact, I don't even like painting. I like going in and doing the details, the work that takes forever, and adding those lines and the highlights and all that other stuff. However, if I give you something, I have to do it as well, because before I even bring it to you, I have to make sure that it works, and then I don't just do it myself. I go in and see I have to go and look up what other people said about it. Does it work? What was the testimonial? And I can't do a regular testimonial. I don't go on their website, because they be lying. They trying to sell a product. I don't want y'all to feel like that about us. We ain't lying though. We for real. So at least we ain't trying to lie. But I want to be very authentic when it comes to our people. And I go to YouTube, because YouTube, they don't play. They will shut your whole system down. People in there cussing folk out and giving these bad reviews. And I want to know those things, though. I want to know enough information to be able to pick it apart. Anyway. So just because I am an organized person, I do like aesthetics, it doesn't mean that I love going through the process of the end result. So it was just, and then, in all honesty, I'm a people pleaser. I knew you were going to hate it. I knew you wasn't going to want to go through any of it. However, I was going to have to deal with your face. I'm Jeremiah. I'm looking at the face of the people. And it's just like, OMG, I hate that I have to drag you through this. But at the end of the day, we're trying to set up a camp that says, this is for struggling creatives. How do we talk to them about the struggle, but we never tell them that we ourselves had to go through the struggle?
That's right.
How do we say, you can overcome, and we haven't overcome anything? I remember as a teacher, the thing that I hated the most was the politics of teaching. And we would have the diagnostician come in, and they would talk about what these kids needed. But mind you, I taught for 12 years. I saw them once. Maybe 3 times a year, but I'm with this kid 187 days of the school year. But you come in and based off of things that you've read that you've never put into practice are going,
Come on.
I'm not discounting their education, I'm not discounting their profession, but you have not spent enough time with this kid in relation to how much time I've spent with them. But you know, have you gone through their demographic? Now, I ain't one that believe that you got to be a certain demographic. I don't believe any of those things, but I do think that sometimes to have true, sincere empathy, you have to go through the process. And
Relate to some part of it.
And since we got to do it any other way, we might as well start with us.
And
share it.
I'll even say, as we come in and we help people build their 3 focus areas, I understood now probably which day I would put that on when we introduce it, because of, since I put myself through it, totally focused, cleared my whole schedule. We spent the day as if we were somebody going to the camp and doing it. I know not to put that on that first day when they're coming in. It's too much. It's too much material. But like you said, putting myself in that position of the struggle from even, because there's 4 basic personalities. So that's why we like, because we're both on opposite extremes.
Yeah.
It was neat to see what things worked, how it might not have been comfortable, but you showed me results. Because once I got finished with the paperwork and went to the next exercise, I could see, oh, that was tedious and time consuming. And I might not have liked it, but, oh, I learned something about myself.
Yeah.
And that's what we want. We want this intimate experience with our creatives that we make sure when they leave with something that they can build upon, not for just a moment, but that will change their lives.
Yes. And like what I loved about the process when I did it on my own was that we talk, like you talk to people and they're like, why aren't you on social media and why aren't you doing this and why aren't you doing that? And a lot of people come in, they're like, I'm not really big on social media because I don't know what type of content that I need. I don't know what I need to do. I don't know what I need to bring to the table. By the time I was done filling out my form, or not forms, it's like 88,000 pages, I had content. It was like, oh, you know what? When I do this, I can plan to record so that I can do X, Y, Z. What it did was it took all of those basic ideas that I have in my head any old way. They're there. I just need to take time to sort them out. And I also realized that because they're now out of my head, I have more room in my head. I'm not as frustrated when it's time to do it. I'm not, because they make you plan out each aspect of that. It was like, and it's bound to change because life happens. That's why we filled it out in pencil.
Yeah, thank goodness we have pencils and plenty of erasers.
We was erasing a lot. But it did give you a basic understanding of what you have to work with and what you will be able to do, what you won't be able to do. We had our calendars out, so we kind of already knew, oh, on this day or this week, this won't be happening. And even when I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, I already know what I'm going to do because I mapped it out with you. I'm not going to even start this planner until April, but I was still able to understand moving into that what I need to do prior to starting my journal.
Awesome.
So,
because even like on today, I'm readjusting my synopsis to start putting my chapters into Plotter, just setting it up through. So I said, but I needed to tweak my synopsis and get all the elements that I knew I needed to go in and do. But just from our session, again, my stuff doesn't start until Monday. Or just on some of the activities that we set up, getting me more focused. It was just automatically, it was in me. I didn't have to go look it up. I said, okay, set the clock out there. Can you take my cell phone? I'm turning my cell phone off. Where I've allowed it to be in my space, even though I told myself I wasn't going to do it. After doing all of that work yesterday, that struggle, actually, as my son had given me a picture of it, was like how vines begin to branch off. It's like those vines went and took root in my brain into layers to where I didn't rationalize it away. It became, oh, this is what you're going to do. You're going to remain focused. So in the struggle and going through it, it gets beyond those first small thoughts. You get what I'm saying? That makes your action steps more concrete in you. It becomes a conviction.
Yes. And even when, they tell us as creatives, like, we're supposed to be sporadic and we're supposed to be unorganized to a certain extent. And we've bought into this mindset.
You need some direction for your feed.
And it's like, you got to be spontaneous and wild, but nah. Because you can tell the difference in something that Basquiat did versus something your child did. Now, Basquiat stuff may look like a scribble scrabble to some, but to those of us that are in the arts, we understand that he still used the basic principles.
Basic structure was there.
Understanding what art is, how to use hues, how to use value, how to use all those different things that we have to consider as designers. Where your child is just randomly doing some stuff.
Yes.
Because they could care less about the outcome. I said that to say this. You talk about pansters and plotters and all that other good stuff. Sometimes what we fail to realize is that I might be a panster and just go out and do things sporadically, but who's editing your work? Have the consideration for that person if they have that plotter mindset that, I may not get it exactly the way that they want it, but at least let me consider their time. Because a lot of people, you don't want to pay the extra mile, but you want them to go the extra mile. And that's not fair.
Ooh, you just said something. Come on now. Come on.
Even as an artist, I have to take into consideration that I may be that person that maps everything out, but my client needs what they need right now. So either I need to say to my client, I can't work that fast, or I need to speed up the pace and get on their level because I'm requiring them to pay me. I need to give them what they've paid for. So I think that was the other thing that plotting and planning has to do with anything. It also tells you what resources you need, who you need to get with to get it done. How much time is it going to take? Realistically, how much time is it going to take? It keeps you from saying I'm going to do something versus doing what you're planning on doing.
Girl, but you tapped into something. The same like they pay something to get what they want. They better understand too that when people do take their time to go make sure they set up these structures and go gain the information to set them structures up, be ready to pay.
Yes.
We all want something.
Yes.
But anyway, I like to went on another tangent. That would have taken me down another whole road. But I just wanted the people to understand that, yes, it's a struggle.
Yes.
Even with my time, I had to reset things up and work harder and longer hours to even clear up those 2 days of just planning so that when they do come out to the retreat, I'm not guessing on what's going to be successful.
Yes.
I tested it in my own life. I've been practicing it. It even helped me say what not to introduce at the retreat. Yes. Maybe this aspect, but only one of them instead of all 3 parts.
Yes.
So that their experience will be great. They'll get their money's worth. And again, they're able to apply it.
Yes.
So you're going to get what you pay for. Yes. But at the same time, because I did my work, I ain't even apologizing about my prices at all.
Yeah.
But I want people to know they finna get something great.
Because you spent that time working on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You didn't set our timer, so I don't know how long we've been on this camera.
I don't care. After my week, look, I'm just letting off some steam, guys. It's just, look, oh my goodness. She's had me in planning sessions for days. It was just so good to get in here and just talk to you guys about the process because I really want you to endure it too. Hopefully we've encouraged you to do go beyond the manuscript. Do the back behind scene work. And not only that, get with people. Start building relationships with others who think different than you so that your event, your books, your shoes, whatever creative thing that you do will have an outcome that will bless you and the consumer.
And planning it out, the joy that I found in this is planning it out may not be, it may not be easy. And you may not want to do it and you're like, oh, it's time consuming. However, you're doing it anyway.
Come on.
The only difference is if I plan it out, I know exactly what journey I need to take versus not planning it out and realizing that I'm at a dead end and now I got to go and start all over again. If I'm going to do it right, I might as well if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it right.
Correct.
The first time.
And then not everybody's plans have to be all as detailed as yours, but at least have a skeleton. That's as long as I've got structure and a skeleton, that helps me. And my joy in this struggle is taking on the 15 minutes of concentration time. I recommended it. I practiced it first, and then now my family has taken it on, and it's built a muscle that once we had the class, I don't think I could have sat through it for 2 days without having my 15-minute breathing and focusing, building that muscle, and gain the benefit of it, of the sessions. So 15-minute concentration time. If you don't understand what that is, go to the website, www.joykmassenberg.com. Book your connection call today. Me and the coaches want to get with you about your focus areas and little exercises that can help you. That's it. Hi.
Are you dancing?
No, I got a frog in my throat.
Is it a real frog? Remember those frogs that sound like men laughing?
No.